Greetings, kiddos. So, as promised, I'm going to recite this poem. I wrote this back in, I don't remember which month, 2016. It's been a minute. But this is probably one of my longest poems. I probably have one that's longer. This is pretty long. And it's very meaningful to me because it's like a poem that I wrote after like a really long time of not writing, and it kind of just poured out of me. And it's interesting because typically it's the things that are the most difficult to express, the things that made you process and work the hardest, that you put the most meaning into or ascribe the most meaning to. But this has a lot of meaning to me, even though it was very easy to write. I wrote it in like a few hours, but it means a lot. It means a whole lot. I think I wrote this after listening to Agasti, after listening to Suga's album, after listening to, was it The Lost? The Last. Yeah, The Last. I should listen to that again. But this poem is called The Quiet. I tried to do it, but I can't, so screw it. I've been gone all this time and I never even knew it. Been lying all this time and now I fucking blew it. All these nights I spent crying, I just lied my way through it. And the seconds become minutes, become hours, become days, and I'm sitting by myself in this same fucking haze, thinking and wishing and plotting the ways I'm tricked my mind. And to not being phased, I can't want, I can't have, I can't need but you. Try to convince me my thoughts are untrue. Try not to tell me what not to do. Yet another failed attempt to curtail your abuse. Fuck it. Fuck it, I'm out. I don't even know what this shit is about. The only thing that I know is that I'm trying to shout, and the only thing that comes out are whispers. To my sisters, I can't even say that I don't fucking miss her. I'm better. Even if I didn't care, I could never forget her. I've tried to, like I'm the only person that I've ever lied to. It's easy. Look me dead in the eye and say you believe me. But you think I'm here to tell you you're wrong. I'm not even here, bruh. I've been fucking gone. It's just a matter of patience to me, because when I ask you to stay, I really want you to leave. Not too good at telling the truth. It's not a personal affront against you. I keep trying to tell you, but you don't hear me though. So lightly, politely, I rephrase the word no. I'm the quiet. Quiet's how I live and breathe. Quiet. Silence when you speak to me. Quiet. Quiet's all I really need. But you and I communicate on different frequencies. And that's it. I feel like there was meant to be more. Back when I wrote it, I have a bracketed etc. at the end, and so I definitely was trying to tell myself to continue. And I think I will. I think I have to, but I don't know how. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I added this part because I feel like I probably should talk about it. Should I talk about it? I don't know if it's necessary to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Just a little bit. Obviously, this is a poem. I mean, it kind of feels like a song. I was going to say song. I stopped myself from saying song. This is a poem about being an introvert and about being asocial, which, you know, I have videos about that. I talk about it. I haven't really talked about it recently in like depth, but I definitely do mention it, just not in the context of like psychology and like academically speaking, but I do talk about it in the context of just being a person, which I have a contentious relationship with. Yeah, so it's about being an asocial introvert, and I don't know, all of the fallout from that, because it is, I won't say is, can be a painful experience to feel unheard and possibly, maybe that's why I rather not be perceived. I mean, I've talked about before feeling as though I'd rather be ignored than misunderstood, and I very much feel that way. I feel staunchly that way. But maybe I didn't always. And maybe a part of me is like crying out for someone to understand me. Maybe that's what this poem was. I don't know. But I mean, it's definitely very on the nose about what it's about. I mentioned dissociation being gone. I always called it that before I actually knew what it was. I mentioned stepping on eggshells to placate. I mentioned a loss of autonomy. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on there. And it's definitely a window into some things I was going through at that time that seem to have crystallized now and become commonplace. And in rereading it, because I haven't read it in a really long time, I'm actually realizing like, ooh, yikes. This sounds like codependency. Wow. Yeah, just something to think about. I'd definitely be interested to hear what you guys think about it and your relationship to introversion, to just social situations, relationships, feeling heard, feeling seen, feeling listened to, feeling understood. Because there's definitely a difference between someone hearing you and understanding you. What the fuck? And there's a difference between someone knowing you and understanding you too. Isn't there? Wowzers. Yeah, that's it. So give me your thoughts in the comments, because like I really, I love this fucking poem. I love this poem. And so it'd be really nice to get your thoughts on it. Because like yeah, this poem means a whole fucking lot to me. I entered it in a death poetry slam that I did in fucking New York with my family. It was really odd. It was an odd situation. I don't even remember why exactly, what was going on. We went to a birthday party, and like it was at a event hall, and at this event hall there was also a poetry competition going on, and I performed there, and I almost won. But my aunt, she did a poem about God, and you know how we feel about God. And she literally said God like every other word. It was dumb. I'll say it. It was dumb. It was a dumb fucking poem. She wrote it that day. It was dumb. Not to say that like writing a poem quickly means that it's dumb, but hers was dumb. My brother wrote a poem. It was fucking phenomenal. He's really talented at writing. He won a scholarship where you literally had to just write a sentence. He won a scholarship based on that. That's the kind of writer he is. I really, it's very interesting. But yeah, the same aunt came up to me during this vacation and said, "Oh, last time I saw you, you had your edges shaved." And I was like, oh no, don't worry, they're still shaved. And she was like, oh, I was hoping they weren't. And I was like, oh, thanks. So that's the kind of interactions I'm used to having with her. I don't think the people in my life realize, like, with every weird fucking thing that they say to me, the distance between us grows larger because I don't have the time to have to process shit like that. When you're just mean for just, like, no fucking reason, just the sake of being mean, like, you don't like my hair, okay, well, keep that shit to yourself. Like, what is that gonna do? That, like, my hair's just gonna puff out of my fucking head? Like, is it gonna change my mind? No. So fuck off. Like, I have a lot of people in my family that are, like, flippant about their critiques of me, of my physical appearance. They're cruel. They're mean. They're mean. And I stopped caring, but the shit affected me. It doesn't hurt anymore because I'm covered in calluses, but I'm covered in calluses. So yeah. The quiet. I'm quiet. Loudly quiet. Extremely quiet. And now I'm going to go to sleep. Hopefully. I'm not very good at that. I hope you guys are well. I'm doing a lot better. I'll talk to y'all later.